Greetings of the day. My name is Uday Kedkar. I'm a life coach based in Mumbai, and I support leaders all over the world in their journey of growth, development, realizing their next level of potential. And was I always in this field? Not really. Coming from a simple middle class background where stability was very critical, having a good job, ensuring that you earn enough money and provide for the family and be successful in the process. All these were highly valued, along with doing well in studies. So I went through the normal route of engineering, doing an MBA, engineering so that I could get a good job, MBA so that I could get an even better job, and spent around 10 years in the corporate world. In the eyes of the world, I was a success. I rose up the so-called ladder very quickly. By the age of 30 or so, I was already in a national position. However, internally, I was going through a lot. There was a lot of frustration. I was stressed out, would be traveling 20 days a month, hardly any connection with my family. And yeah, I was actually on that treadmill, hoping that there would be some place where I would finally find that happiness that I was looking for. And one promotion after the other, one pay raise after the other. However, none of them really seemed to land and really provide nurturing for the soul. So I started exploring, started the inner journey, the journey within. Till that point of time, I was an extremely left brain person, completely logical, and had this pride about whatever issues life throws at me. Through my intelligence, I will be able to sort them out. Through my IQ, I'll be able to sort them out. And when I was going through this difficult phase, my wife Shelly often used to tell me, Uday, why don't you attend, say, a Reiki program or some other self-development program, go for meditation, so on and so forth. And I used to tell her that, why don't you attend? But perhaps it will help you out. So there was a certain arrogance in me. However, there came a point of time when my back was towards the wall and I just didn't know what to do. So I was getting everything possible in terms of the externals, the money, the position, the recognition, everything. The car was there, a house was there, everything was there. But somehow there was a growing disquiet within me. Finally, I surrendered. I said, let me explore. So I attended a course on Reiki, and that began a journey of healing for me. My emotional world started opening up much more. A lot of it, which was pent up inside me, I was able to surface that, heal it, and move ahead. Along the way, I was introduced to this course, which is called Who Am I? My Reiki teacher introduced me. This is offered by a place called the Cryon Wisdom Center in Mumbai, and that was a turning point in my life. It dived deep into that question, who am I? What's my life really all about? What's my purpose? Is it just about earning this money and position and going ahead and doing it? And a completely new world opened up for me. So I was there for 7 days. It was a residential program. And we went through a deep immersion into the past. So I was able to look at how the past had really conditioned me to look at life in a very, very narrow way. And what I was valuing was very, very limited. Success, that too defined in a particular way through position, through money, stability, security. These were some of the things that turned out to be my core values rather than the other aspects, which could be much more enlivening for me. And somewhere in the middle of the program, I felt so light, full of energy, charged up completely. And I was asked this question, Uday, what do you see yourself doing in life? And I gave a very simple answer. I said, I see myself sitting next to you doing these kind of programs. I don't know where that answer really came from. I think somewhere deep from the recesses of my being, it came out. From my heart. It was no longer a logical answer because logic told me that I'm an engineer and an MBA in marketing. this kind of work, how could it really be possible for me? But I kept that idea and I continued. I was in between jobs at that point of time. I was going to join one of India's largest private sector banks. I joined the bank. Initial phase was a typical role which was based on my earlier experience. And alongside my job, I kept on diving into more and more of this work. Who am I? Then Vipassana was something that followed, landmark education, and a series of, I would say, programs which allowed me to dive into the question, who am I? And discover my next level of potential. Along the way, around 8 months down the line, my manager came up to me and said, Uday, you seem to be very passionate about all this. And would you be willing to actually consider a shift? I said, a shift into what? He said, learning and development. Uh, Initially, I was a little taken aback and also felt insecure. Used to the limelight of sales and marketing, ensuring that I'm getting the top line and bottom line for the organization. And the thought, the prospect of moving into a support function was something that I just could not reconcile myself to. But I actually decided to bite the bullet and I dived. I took a leap of faith. Let me really take it on. So I moved into learning and development. Initially, it was very uncomfortable. To add on to that, I also lost out on a promotion, which was so important for me in the corporate world at that point of time. And I went to the CEO and spoke to her that I've missed out on my promotion despite doing a good job. She said, Uday, you did a good job in sales and marketing. However, you're new to this learning and development, so promotion cannot be given immediately. I said, okay, I was still pretty frustrated at having lost out on that promotion, but it set me thinking. What also set me thinking was an amazing question which she asked me, Uday, where is it that you really see yourself going? You have taken on a dramatic shift into learning and development, but what's it like really for you? I said, I just want to be in the work of supporting people in realizing their potential. Firstly, of course, working on myself to realize my potential, but also supporting people. And she said, Uday, in that case, you must consider the possibility of starting on your own. You need a completely blank canvas which can offer you the opportunity to paint your own picture. So in any organization, that's going to be limited. I stayed with it. A year and a half down the line, I jumped. I put in my resignation and synchronicity. On the very same day, the business head of home loans also quit, coming to me and saying that, Uday, I have quit. He did not know that I had quit till that point of time. And he said to me, Uday, I want to start something in learning and development. I think I've had enough. I've been there, done that, and I realized that I would love to contribute in a different way to the world. I said, great, I'm going to be doing the same thing. How about joining hands? So in 2001, Life Learning Solutions came into existence. And just look at the synchronicity. I was guided to who am I. Then from who am I met a manager who realized that there is this spark within me which can be kindled. So he guided me to learning and development. Then my CEO actually guided me towards starting on my own. The day I quit, somebody comes into the space and I would also love to start doing this. The next day after we quit, we got our first client. That also was amazing. So it all actually started aligning and I felt a sense of ease and flow. Many people say to me that, Uday, wasn't it a big risk that you took? But honestly, when I took that call, I was so connected with my heart that I did not experience fear. Subsequently, have I gone through anxiety, fear? Of course, all that. But when I made the decision, or rather I made a choice which is from the heart, it was very clear for me that this is what I want to pursue. That's where Life Learning Solutions came into existence. Subsequently, it's been an amazing journey, 20 years or so now, and it's been a peeling away of layers of my hardened identity into discovering more and more of who I am. Really getting in touch with what's valuable for me. At a core level, And the more I've been diving into that aspect and getting that clarified, I realize I'm able to be of service to the world in a much better way. Otherwise, many a times I could be sitting on a lot of anger and I try to change the world. This is wrong with the world, this is right with the world, I'm going to make a difference. But all this making a difference would not have happened had I been sitting on frustration. So my learning out of this whole journey that I've spoken about is, unless and until I really make the inner journey, dive deep into myself, understand what my life really is all about, what am I really all about, what do I really care for, what's important for me. Otherwise, I was living earlier on borrowed values. Somebody else telling me what is to be done, security is important, job is important, position is important, etc. Now it's perfectly okay to go down that route, but is that really you? What's important to you as an individual? What is your dharma? What are you uniquely wired up for? And how can you really express yourself fully to the world in such a way that it can benefit? Those are really questions to ponder on and dive into. So this is a slice of my life, and today also I'm continuing to do the same. And there are always dangers of getting stuck once again in a new rat race. It could be the learning and development rat race, where once again I get into a position of, oh, I'm working with leaders from all over the world and it's feeding my ego, and then I stop being authentic and all that. But the very reason for which I actually came into this line was contributing to a world that works for everyone, a world of authenticity, of connection, of compassion. Am I really walking the path of that myself daily, bit by bit? That's really the barometer. When people come in touch with me, are they actually able to sense all these aspects? Do they get the authenticity? Do they get inspired to be authentic in whatever context they are operating? Those are barometers for me. And along the way, yes, I think the universe has been kind. I've been taken care of. My family has been taken care of. I have been earning a decent amount of money. So, focusing on what I'm passionate about, diving deep into the journey of mastery related to whatever field I choose, and offering myself to the world. These are three things that have really worked for me. So that's a little bit about me and my life, and wishing everybody all the best in discovering their dharma and a full expression out in the world. Thank you.